Your hair may be falling out right now, and the scariest part is you might not even realize it until the damage is already done. Every single day, small choices you make are quietly weakening your hair follicles from the inside. And most people genuinely believe they're eating healthy while their scalp is slowly suffering in silence. Hair loss doesn't happen overnight. It's silent. It's gradual. One day you're fine, and the next day you're standing in front of the mirror wondering why your hair looks thinner, weaker, and lifeless. The truth is, hair loss is not just about age or genetics. It's deeply connected to what you feed your body every single day. And unfortunately, most people are feeding it all wrong. Today, I'm going to reveal 7 powerful foods that can help revive weakened hair follicles, reduce thinning, and support new hair growth naturally. This has nothing to do with expensive treatments or miracle products. This is about real, science-backed foods that work at the cellular level to support stronger, healthier hair from the root. Make sure you stay until the end because I'm counting down and the most powerful food for hair growth is saved for number 1. Let's begin. Number 7 is collagen. Specifically, about 10 grams of collagen peptides per day. Hair is primarily made of keratin, and to produce keratin efficiently, your body needs specific amino acids, especially glycine and proline. Collagen is rich in both. When you consume collagen consistently, you're giving your hair follicles the exact raw materials they need to build stronger strands. Collagen also supports scalp health by improving blood flow and nutrient delivery to hair follicles. Over time, this creates a better environment for new hair growth. Consistency is key here. Taken daily, collagen can help improve hair thickness and support baby hair growth within a few months. Number 6 is vitamin C-rich fruits. Your hair follicles are constantly under attack from oxidative stress caused by pollution, stress, and poor diet. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant that protects follicles from this damage. But more importantly, vitamin C is essential for collagen production. Without it, your body can't properly use the protein you eat to build hair. Vitamin C also improves iron absorption, which is critical because iron deficiency is one of the most common causes of hair loss. Oranges, strawberries, kiwi, guava, papaya, and pineapple are excellent sources. Aim for at least 2 servings daily, preferably raw and fresh. Number 5 is dark leafy greens. These are packed with iron, folate, and additional vitamin C. Iron helps deliver oxygen to hair follicles, and without enough oxygen, follicles slow down or stop producing hair. Folate supports rapid cell division, which is essential because hair follicles are among the fastest growing cells in the body. Spinach, kale, Swiss chard, and arugula should be part of your daily routine. Whether lightly cooked or raw, consistency matters more than perfection. Number 4 is nuts and seeds. These provide vitamin E, zinc, and omega-3 fatty acids. Vitamin E improves scalp circulation and protects follicles from oxidative damage. Zinc supports hair tissue repair and keeps oil glands functioning properly. Omega-3s reduce scalp inflammation, which is a silent contributor to hair thinning. Almond, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds are excellent choices. A small daily portion goes a long way. Number 3 is eggs. Eggs are one of the best natural sources of biotin, a key nutrient for keratin production. Even mild biotin deficiency can lead to hair thinning. Eggs also provide complete protein, vitamin D, selenium, and choline, all of which support hair follicle health and growth signaling. For best results, eat whole eggs and avoid overcooking them. 2 to 3 eggs per day can make a noticeable difference. Number 2 is fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. These are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA, which become part of the hair follicle cell structure. They reduce inflammation, improve nutrient delivery, and support scalp health. Fatty fish also provide vitamin D and selenium, both essential for hair follicle function and thyroid health. Aim for 2 to 3 servings per week. And finally, number 1, the most important foundation for healthy hair is high-quality protein. Your hair is literally made of protein. If you don't consume enough, nothing else will work. When protein intake is low, your body prioritizes vital organs and sacrifice. Hair growth, chicken, eggs, fish, and Greek yogurt are excellent sources. Greek yogurt also supports gut health, which directly affects nutrient absorption and hair health. To support optimal hair growth, Aim for approximately 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight daily, spread evenly throughout the day. Breakfast is especially important. Starting your day with adequate protein shifts your body into a growth, supporting state and protects your hair from breakdown. When you consistently fuel your body with these 7 foods, you create the right internal environment for thicker, stronger, healthier hair. Results don't happen overnight, but within 8 to 12 weeks, many people notice less shedding, improved texture, and new baby hairs appearing. Consistency is everything. Hair loss is often caused by nutritional deficiencies, not just genetics or age. Hair loss is commonly blamed on genetics or getting older, but this belief hides the real cause for many people. While genes can increase our risk, they rarely act alone. In most cases, hair loss is the visible result of internal nutritional stress. Your hair follicles are living, highly active structures that depend on a steady supply of nutrients to function properly. When that supply is interrupted, hair growth is one of the first processes to be sacrificed. From a biological standpoint, hair is not essential for survival. Your body's top priorities are your brain, heart, liver, and immune system. If nutrients are limited, resources are redirected away from hair follicles. This is why nutritional deficiencies often show up first as hair thinning, increased shedding, dull texture, or slow regrowth long before serious illness develops. Genetics load the gun, nutrition pulls the trigger. Genetics may determine how sensitive your hair follicles are, especially to hormones like DHA. However, whether those follicles actually shrink, weaken, or stop producing hair depends heavily on your internal environment. 2 people can have the same genetic background, yet only one experiences hair loss. The difference is often nutrition, inflammation, stress, and metabolic health. A nutrient-rich environment supports strong blood flow, proper hormone signaling, and active hair follicles. A nutrient-poor environment creates oxidative stress, inflammation, and reduced oxygen delivery to the scalp. Over time, follicles under constant stress shrink and enter prolonged resting phases, leading to visible thinning. The silent nature of nutritional hair loss. One of the most dangerous aspects of nutrition-related hair loss is that it happens silently. You don't feel pain. You don't feel damage. Hair shedding often begins 2 to 4 months after the nutritional insult that caused it. This delay confuses people. They assume the hair loss is sudden, when in reality the damage started long before. Common triggers include crash dieting, prolonged low-calorie eating, protein restriction, iron deficiency, vitamin D deficiency, chronic stress, illness, pregnancy, and poor gut absorption. Even people who eat regularly can be deficient if their diet lacks nutrient density or if absorption is impaired. This delayed response is why people often say, "My hair just started falling out for no reason." The reason is almost always internal and nutritional. Iron, protein, and vitamin deficiencies, the most common culprits. Iron deficiency is one of the leading nutritional causes of hair loss, especially in women. Iron is essential for hemoglobin production, which delivers oxygen to tissues. Hair follicles require oxygen to remain active. When iron levels drop, oxygen delivery decreases and follicles slow down or shut off growth. Protein deficiency is another major factor. Hair is built from keratin, a protein structure. If dietary protein is insufficient, the body cannot maintain hair production. This is particularly common in people who skip breakfast, follow restrictive diets, or rely heavily on processed foods. Vitamin deficiencies also play a role. Low levels of vitamin D, biotin, folate, zinc, and vitamin B12 have all been linked to hair thinning and shedding. These nutrients are involved in cell division, follicle signaling, immune regulation, and tissue repair. Without them, hair growth becomes inefficient and fragile. Modern diets create hidden deficiencies. Many people believe they are eating healthy because they eat enough calories or avoid junk food. However, modern diets often lack nutrient density. Highly processed foods are stripped of vitamins and minerals. Refined grains replace whole foods. Sugar intake increases inflammation and depletes micronutrients. Even people who eat home-cooked meals may lack essential nutrients if they avoid animal protein, healthy fats, or vegetables. Vegetarian and vegan diets, when poorly planned, commonly lead to deficiency in iron, zinc, vitamin B12, omega-3s, and protein, all critical for hair health. Additionally, stress and poor sleep increase nutrient demands while simultaneously reducing absorption. This creates a perfect storm where the body becomes undernourished despite adequate food intake. Hair loss as a warning signal. Hair loss should not be viewed as a cosmetic problem. It is a biological signal that something inside the body is not optimal. Just like brittle nails, fatigue, or frequent illness, thinning hair often indicates underlying nutrient imbalance or metabolic stress. Ignoring this signal and relying only on topical treatments misses the root cause. Shampoos, oils, and serums may improve appearance temporarily, but they cannot rebuild a follicle that lacks nutrients and oxygen. Real improvement requires internal support. Why fixing nutrition works. When nutritional deficiencies are corrected, hair follicles often recover, blood flow improves, inflammation decreases, cell division resumes. Follicles re-enter the growth phase. This process takes time, but it is biologically sound and sustainable. Studies consistently show that correcting iron deficiency, increasing protein intake, optimizing vitamin D levels, and improving overall diet quality reduce hair shedding and improve hair density. The body responds when it feels nourished and safe. This is why people often notice improved hair growth after adopting a balanced, protein-rich, nutrient-dense diet. The follicles are no longer in survival mode. Time and consistency matter. Hair growth follows cycles. Nutritional improvements do not show results overnight. Most people begin to see reduced shedding within 6 to 8 weeks and visible regrowth within 8 to 12 weeks. This delay reflects the natural biology of hair follicles, not failure. Consistency is more important than perfection. Eating well most days, meeting protein needs, and maintaining micronutrient intake creates a stable internal environment where hair can thrive. The key takeaway: hair loss is rarely random. In many cases, it is the body's response to nutritional stress. Genetics may influence risk, but nutrition determines outcome. When the body lacks essential nutrients, hair growth is sacrificed. When the body is properly nourished, hair follicles often recover. Understanding hair loss through a nutritional lens empowers people to take control. Instead of fearing genetics or aging, they can focus on feeding their body what it needs to grow stronger, healthier hair naturally. Protein is the foundation of hair growth. Without enough, hair thinning is inevitable. Hair growth begins with protein. Every strand on your head is built almost entirely from keratin, a structure of protein formed from amino acids. If the body does not receive enough dietary protein, it simply cannot maintain normal hair production. No vitamin, supplement, oil, or treatment can compensate for a lack of protein. This is why protein deficiency is one of the most overlooked but powerful causes of hair thinning. From a biological perspective, your body treats hair as a luxury, not a necessity. When protein intake is insufficient, the body enters a conservation mode. Vital organs such as the brain, heart, liver, immune system, and muscles receive priority access to available amino acids. Hair follicles are pushed to the bottom of the list. Growth slows, shedding increases, and over time follicles may enter a prolonged resting phase. Why hair follicles need constant protein supply? Hair follicles are among the fastest growing tissues in the human body. During the active growth phase, follicles are constantly dividing, synthesizing new proteins, and pushing hair shafts out of the scalp. This process requires a steady and uninterrupted flow of amino acids. Unlike fat or carbohydrates, the body has no long-term storage system for protein. Amino acids must be supplied daily through food. If intake is inconsistent or too low, hair follicles immediately feel the impact. Even short-term protein restriction can trigger shedding that becomes noticeable months later. This is why people often experience hair loss after crash dieting, fasting, extreme calorie restriction, or illness. The body adapts by shutting down non-essential functions, and hair growth is one of the first to be sacrificed. Low-protein diets and modern eating habits. Why people believe they eat enough protein? Because they consume regular meals. In reality, protein intake is often far below what hair follicles require. Skipping breakfast, relying on refined carbohydrates, or eating small portions of protein once per day creates long gaps where amino acid availability is low. Plant-heavy or vegetarian diets can support hair growth if carefully planned, but many people unknowingly fall short. Plant proteins often lack one or more essential amino acids, making it harder for the body to synthesize keratin efficiently. Without proper planning, protein quality becomes as important as quantity. Highly processed foods further worsen the problem. They provide calories without sufficient amino acids, leading to what is known as hidden protein deficiency. The body may appear nourished on the surface, but hair follicles remain underfed protein. And the hair growth cycle. Hair grows in cycles: a growth phase, a resting phase, and a shedding phase. Adequate protein helps follicles remain in the growth phase longer. When protein intake drops, follicles prematurely exit growth and enter the resting phase. Several months later, increased shedding becomes visible. This delay often confuses people. They associate hair loss with recent events, but the real trigger occurred weeks or months earlier. Protein deficiency does not cause immediate hair loss. It creates a delayed response as follicles gradually shut down production. When protein intake is restored, follicles can re-enter the growth phase. However, this recovery also takes time. Hair follicles respond slowly, which is why consistent protein intake is critical. Quality matters as much as quantity. Not all protein sources are equal when it comes to hair health. Hair follicles require a complete amino acid profile, especially sulfur-containing amino acids like cysteine and methionine, which are essential for keratin structure. Animal-based proteins such as eggs, fish, chicken, dairy, and Greek yogurt naturally provide complete amino acid profiles. These sources are highly bioavailable, meaning the body can digest and use them efficiently. Greek yogurt offers an added benefit by supporting gut health through probiotics. A healthy gut improves nutrient absorption, which directly impacts hair growth. Poor digestion or gut inflammation can prevent even adequate protein from being fully utilized. If plant proteins are used, they must be combined properly to ensure amino acid completeness. Without this balance, hair follicles receive incomplete building materials, resulting in weaker, thinner strands. How much protein does hair actually need? For general health, minimum protein recommendations are often too low for optimal hair growth. Research and clinical observations suggest that people experiencing hair thinning benefit from consuming approximately 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day. For example, a person weighing 150 pounds may need between 105 and 150 grams of protein daily to fully support hair follicles. This amount may seem high, but it reflects the metabolic demand of active tissue, like hair, muscle, and immune cells. Equally important is distribution. Protein should be spread evenly across meals. Large amounts, consumed once per day, cannot compensate for long periods of deficiency. Hair follicles respond best when amino acids are available consistently throughout the day. The importance of protein at breakfast. Breakfast is one of the most critical meals for hair health. After an overnight fast, the body enters a catabolic state, breaking down tissues to maintain blood sugar and energy levels. Without protein at breakfast, this breakdown continues, and hair protein are among the first to be affected. Consuming 25 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast shifts the body into an anabolic, growth-supporting state. This simple change alone can significantly reduce hair shedding over time. Eggs, Greek yogurt, or lean meat in the morning can make a measurable difference. Protein deficiency is often misdiagnosed. Many people seek medical or cosmetic solutions for hair loss without addressing protein intake. Blood tests may appear normal, yet follicles are still undernourished. Mild or functional protein deficiency does not always show up clearly in lab results, but still impacts hair growth. This is why increasing protein intake often produces dramatic improvements even when no formal deficiency was diagnosed. The body responds when amino acid availability improves. The key takeaway: hair growth cannot occur without adequate protein. Protein is not optional. It is the foundation upon which all other hair-supporting nutrients work. Without it, vitamins and supplements cannot do their job. When protein intake is sufficient, consistent, and high quality, hair follicles receive the raw materials they need to grow stronger, thicker, and healthier hair. When protein is lacking, hair thinning becomes unavoidable. Hair health begins on your plate. Feed your follicles what they are made of, and they will respond. Collagen, vitamin C, iron, and omega-3s work together to support hair follicles. Hair growth does not depend on a single nutrient. It depends on a carefully coordinated system inside the body where multiple nutrients work together. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to improve hair health is focusing on just one supplement or food while ignoring the bigger nutritional picture. In reality, hair follicles require a network of nutrients acting in harmony. Collagen, vitamin C, iron, and omega-3 fatty acids form one of the most important partnerships for healthy hair growth. When even one of these is missing, the entire system becomes inefficient, and hair follicles struggle to function properly. Collagen, the structural foundation. Collagen provides the structural amino acids needed to build strong hair. While hair itself is made of keratin, collagen supplies key amino acids such as glycine and proline that support keratin formation and strengthen the surrounding tissue that anchors hair follicles in the scalp. Collagen also plays a major role in maintaining scalp integrity. The scalp is skin, and skin structure depends heavily on collagen. When collagen levels decline, the scalp becomes less elastic, circulation decreases, and follicles receive fewer nutrients. Over time, this weakens the environment where hair grows. As we age, natural collagen production declines. This decline accelerates with stress, poor diet, sugar consumption, and inflammation. When collagen availability drops, hair strands become thinner, weaker, and more prone to breakage. Supporting collagen levels through diet or supplementation helps reinforce both hair structure and scalp health. Vitamin C, the activator. Collagen alone is not enough. Vitamin C is absolutely essential for collagen synthesis. Without vitamin C, the body cannot assemble collagen molecules properly, no matter how much protein or collagen is consumed. This makes vitamin C a critical activation nutrient. Vitamin C also acts as a powerful antioxidant. Hair follicles are highly sensitive to oxidative stress caused by pollution, stress hormones, and metabolic waste. Vitamin C neutralizes free radicals before they can damage follicle cells and DNA. Another vital role of vitamin C is improving iron absorption. Many people consume iron-rich foods yet remain iron deficient because absorption is poor. Vitamin C transforms iron into a form the body can absorb more efficiently, directly improving oxygen delivery to the scalp. Without sufficient vitamin C, collagen production slows, iron absorption drops, and oxidative damage increases through major blows to hair health at once. Omega-3 fatty acids, inflammation control, and nutrient transport. Omega-3 fatty acids play a unique and powerful role in hair health by reducing inflammation and improving cellular function. Chronic inflammation is one of the silent enemies of hair growth. It disrupts the normal hair cycle, damages follicle cells, and restricts blood flow. Omega-3s, particularly EPA and DHA found in fatty fish, are incorporated directly into the cell membranes of hair follicles. This improves cell flexibility, nutrient uptake, and communication between cells. By calming inflammation in the scalp, omega-3s help hair follicles remain in the active growth phase longer. They also improve circulation, allowing iron, amino acids, and vitamins to reach follicles more efficiently. Scalp inflammation and poor circulation silently weaken hair follicles. One of the most overlooked causes of hair loss is inflammation at the scalp level. Unlike infections or injuries, this type of inflammation is usually silent. There is often no pain, no redness, and no obvious warning signs. Yet, beneath the surface, chronic inflammation can slowly weaken hair follicles, disrupt the hair growth cycle, and reduce the ability of follicles to produce strong, healthy hair. Hair follicles are highly sensitive structures. They depend on an uninterrupted supply of oxygen, nutrients, and hormonal signals. Inflammation interferes with all three. When inflammation becomes chronic, follicles are pushed into a survival state where growth is no longer a priority. What inflammation actually does to hair follicles? Inflammation is the body's defense response. In the short term, it is protective, but when inflammation becomes chronic, it causes damage. At the scalp level, chronic inflammation constricts blood vessels, damages surrounding tissue, and disrupts communication between cells. This constriction reduces blood flow to the follicles. Blood carries oxygen, amino acids, iron, vitamins, and hormones. When blood flow is compromised, follicles are essentially starved. Even if your diet is nutrient-rich, those nutrients cannot reach the scalp efficiently. Inflammation also increases oxidative stress. Free radicals damage follicle cells and their DNA, accelerating follicle miniaturization. Over time, follicles become smaller, produce thinner hairs, and may eventually stop producing hair altogether. Poor circulation, the hidden barrier to hair growth. Good circulation is essential for hair growth. Hair follicles require a constant supply of oxygen and glucose to fuel rapid cell division. When circulation is impaired, follicles shift into a resting phase. Poor circulation can be caused by inflammation, stress, smoking, sedentary lifestyle, insulin resistance, and nutrient deficiencies. Tight blood vessels mean reduced nutrient delivery and waste removal. Toxic byproducts accumulate around follicles, further increasing inflammation and slowing growth. This creates a vicious cycle. Inflammation reduces circulation, reduced circulation increases inflammation, and hair follicles gradually weaken. Stress and hormones amplify inflammation. Chronic stress plays a powerful role in scalp inflammation. Elevated cortisol levels reduce blood flow to the scalp and increase inflammatory signaling. Stress also disrupts digestion and nutrient absorption, indirectly worsening hair loss. Hormonal imbalances, particularly involving insulin and thyroid hormones, further aggravate inflammation. Insulin resistance in C raises systemic inflammation, while thyroid dysfunction slows cellular metabolism, including in hair follicles. These hormonal disruptions often coexist with poor circulation, creating an environment where hair growth becomes extremely difficult. Inflammation keeps follicles stuck in the resting phase. Hair follicles cycle through growth, rest, and shedding phases. Inflammation disrupts this cycle by keeping follicles trapped in the resting phase for too long. Instead of producing new hair, follicles remain dormant. This explains why many people experience diffuse thinning rather than bald patches. The follicles are still present but inactive. Inflammatory signals tell the body that conditions are unsafe for growth, so energy is conserved. Reducing inflammation allows follicles to re-enter the growth phase. This process takes time, but is biologically reversible in many cases. Diet-driven inflammation and hair loss. Modern diets are a major contributor to chronic inflammation. High sugar intake spikes insulin and increases inflammatory markers. Refined vegetable oils rich in omega-6 fats promote inflammatory pathways when consumed in excess. Ultra-processed foods lack antioxidants that normally protect tissues. These dietary patterns directly affect scalp health. Inflammation increases, circulation decreases, and follicles weaken. Even young individuals with no genetic predisposition can experience hair thinning under these conditions. Anti-inflammatory nutrition is one of the most effective ways to protect hair follicles. Omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, polyphenols, and adequate protein all help calm inflammation and restore circulation. Consistent nutrition for 8 to 12 weeks is key to visible hair improvement. One of the biggest reasons people fail to see results in hair regrowth is not because nutrition doesn't work, but because they stop too early. Hair growth follows a slow, highly regulated biological cycle. Unlike skin or energy levels, hair does not respond instantly to dietary changes. Consistency over time is the deciding factor between success and disappointment. Hair follicles operate on a delayed feedback system. What you eat today does not immediately affect the hair you see tomorrow. Instead, nutrients influence follicles beneath the scalp, and visible changes appear weeks or even months later. Understanding this timeline is essential for realistic expectations and long-term success.